Now, Senator Tom Cotton tonight is calling for the National Guard to be sent home and out of Washington, writing, quote, I sit on the Intelligence Committee, but I'm aware of no specific credible threat reporting as distinguished from aspirational, uncoordinated bluster on the Internet that justifies this continued troop presence. And meanwhile, media malpractice is as obvious as ever. Newsweek, this week, they felt the necessity. They went back. They were caught with stealth editing a 2015 report about Senator Cotton's military service in an apparent desperate attempt to support a recent hit piece from Salon against Senator Cotton. Here to react to all of this is Senator Cotton. It's pretty predictable. The first, there's not one single good American that didn't watch in a post 9/11 world what happened at the Capitol without saying, how could this ever happen in this country? We can't have that happen. They knew hundreds of thousands of people were coming, and they knew also, apparently, investigators discovering all the signs that a lot of this was pre-planned. And that's according to the Washington Post, CNN, and court documents. Senator, how could this happen in a post 9/11 world?
It was a bad failing, Sean, and that's why the heads of the Capitol Hill security forces have resigned, and they should have, and there may need to be more accountability for senior leaders. The brave officers of the Capitol Hill police did a great job that day, but they were under-equipped. They didn't have enough manpower. There wasn't enough preparation. My point today is that the force posture always needs to be geared towards the actual threat. There were specific threats about January 6th, and there was not anti-riot fencing. There were not enough officers on duty with the proper kinds of equipment. There's not enough National Guard with the proper equipment on standby. But now, after the inauguration is over, Nancy Pelosi still has more than 5,000 troops at the Capitol with razor wire and fences up around the Capitol. I'm still not aware of any specific credible threat to the Capitol that warrants that kind of force posture, especially when we have hundreds of these National Guard troops coming down with coronavirus. They need to be going home. If there's a threat in the future, we can bring in federal law enforcement from Washington or the D.C., the Maryland, the Virginia Guard to prevent it.
What was this DHS announced threat yesterday? Is that connected to this?
Not to my knowledge, Sean, no. I mean, it's kind of a generalized threat of some kind of domestic extremism and domestic violence. But it's not, to my knowledge, geared specifically towards the Capitol of the United States. Remember, this is the people's house. It should not be a fortress. It has to be guarded. It has to be guarded at critical moments, like on inaugurations or States of the Union or joint sessions when we welcome foreign heads of state. And that force posture has to be geared towards the actual threat. But we should not turn it into a bunkered compound like so many federal buildings in Washington already are.
If so, it's a foregone conclusion the impeachment trial is over. I mean, 45 senators think it's unconstitutional. Now they have people say, well, we can't get him this way. Let's censor the former president. If that's the case, are they going to censor Kamala Harris, Joe Biden? I'm going to take Trump out tonight, Maxine Waters. They're going to go after Chuck Schumer, who threatened Gorsuch and Kavanaugh on the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court. Because if Republicans are going to go along with this crap, which they shouldn't, then they need to apply the standards equally. Republicans going to do that, or are they going to just say enough's enough?
Well, Sean, you make a lot of good points. I think most Americans think it's pretty strange that the Democrats want to proceed with a trial to potentially convict and remove from office a man who left office a week ago. By the time we're done with all this, may have left office a month ago. And you can point a lot of fingers and you can blame a lot of people for their words or their actions, but none of that is going to get a single American vaccinated or a single kid back to school or a single worker back on the job. That's where the Senate should be focused on right now, not an impeachment proceeding that is beyond our constitutional authority.
They want Mitt Romney, you want to convict Donald Trump, you want to censor Donald Trump, then do it to every other Democrat, and I'll give you my tapes so you can see it for yourself, because it sounds like insurrection talk to me. All right, Senator Cotton, thank you.